Welcome to our channel. Today we are dealing with introduction of accounting. First, let's start with accounting meaning. Accounting process includes summarizing, analyzing, and reporting these transactions to oversight agencies, regulators, and tax collection entities. It means that as we know, business deals with lot of transactions. It's just an inflow and outflow of cash and material. So, accounting is that process which records the transactions which had occurred in the business every day and summarize those transactions according to the overheads, according to their nature, analyze the data to make some valuable decisions by interpreting that data. This data is useful for customers, stakeholders, suppliers, investors, government, etc. Definition of accounting. Accounting is the process of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, and interpreting financial transactions and events. Whereas recording is done in journal, classifying in ledger, summarizing in trial balance, analyzing was done through profit and loss account and balance sheet. Whereas interpreting was a major object for taking decisions which are related for the company. Uh, the users of accounting are management, suppliers, customers, investors, owners of the company, and etc. Let's deal with some accounting terms which are usually used in accounting field. Those are assets, the immovable and movable property of a business, liabilities, debts that company must pay, capital, the initial investment which was got into the business during the initiative time. When we start the business, the amount which we invest is known as capital. Debit. Sometimes it is increase of assets or decrease of liabilities. We use the term debit. Credit. An accounting entry that may decrease assets or increase liabilities. And the other term is cash. We all know cash deals with money. It might be a dollar, rupee, etc. Equity. Equity means assets minus liabilities is known as equity. And the next term is GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. These are the base of accounting era, which means that basing on these accepted principle itself, we make accounting rules, regulations, and accounting process will be going on through these only. Next, receivable. Receivable means the amount or the things which we receive in future. The transaction has happened now, but the result will be in future. Payable, which we make the payment in future. It is known as payable. Generally, in accounts, uh, we deal the transactions in three types. We segregate the transactions in three types. First one is personal account, which deals with persons. The debtors, creditors, and all. And the other one is real account, which we deal with assets. It might include cash through, and nominal account, the third one, which we deal with liabilities, incomes, expenses, etc. So, the rule of personal account is debit the receiver, credit the giver. And the rule of real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. And the rule of nominal account is debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Based on these rules itself, we form the transactions, we record the transactions which later useful for taking major decisions. And uh, we'll discuss this briefly in another video about these transactions. Next, let's deal with the principles which are given by GAAP, which are dealt in GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. These principles are of two types. One is concepts and the other one is conventions. We'll deal with concepts first. Concepts are those assumptions which are made as baseline for recording the transactions of a business. First concept is business entity concept. In this we treat the company as a separate person, whereas owner was dealt in separate way and the business was treated as a person, different person. And next one is money measurement concept. Money measurement concept. In this, every transaction must be measured in money itself. For example, if we render a service, rendering the service for a service was considered as barter system. Here in accounting, we won't consider the barter system, we'll deal with money. By purchasing a product, we'll purchase a product and give some money. If we give some other service instead of that, it wasn't dealt in accounts. And next concept was going concern concept. Here we treat that a business has never died. It has no death. Business will never die. Uh, it has a long life. This concept deals with the term that business has a long life. Next concept is accounting period concept. Here, to make decisions, we need to have a certain period. For example, in our education, we'll be giving an exam either for 6 months or for a year. We'll consider it as an academic year. In the same way, in accounting field too, we have an accounting period which deals with 1 year transactions. Here we'll record everyday transaction for an year. It was called as accounting period, and this period might be from as calendar year. It means that calendar year means January to December. That is from January 1st to December 31st. And in India, we will follow the year, that is April 1st to March 31st. In some countries, they'll follow October 1st to September 30. And this 365 days period was known as an accounting period. It may vary from company to company or a country to country, but the general year was taken as April 1st to March 31st. We'll finalize the accounts during this time, that is March 31st, and we'll take some decisions regarding that. And again, April 1st will be the new thing where we need to start the new registers. Next concept was accounting cost concept. Here, cost means the amount which we spent on purchasing an item or a product for business purpose. We'll consider this as cost. Here, this concept says that we need to mention the cost which we purchased, not the market price at the date. For example, if we purchase a machinery for 1 lakh rupees, but the market price was 1.5 lakhs, here we need to mention only 1 lakh, not the 1.5 lakhs as per the market period. This avoids the confusion for future, because for future transactions, because if we consider 1.5 lakhs itself, it might vary tomorrow. Example, gold rate, it increases every day, but it won't which may clash with the profit and loss too, right? So we need to mention the cost which we purchased, the amount which we spent to purchase, not the market value. And the other concept is, sixth concept of accounting concepts is dual aspect concept. This dual aspect concept says that every debit has an equal credit, or every credit has an equal debit. For example, it means, what does it means, I'll explain you in an example. For example, let us take an example of purchasing a pen. If we purchase a pen, he'll give us a pen, and in return we'll make the payment in cash or through online, right? So here we are getting a pen and sending the money out, right? Every action has a simultaneous reaction. This concept deals with with uh, inflow and outflow. Every inflow of a product or money has an equal outflow of a product or money. Next, seventh one, matching concept. Here, every debit has an equal, right? Every transaction has debit and credit equally. So it must be equal, right? If we purchase a pen for rupees 10, we shouldn't mention that it will be a worth of 12, right? The money we spent was 10 and the money we are getting was 12. That won't tally the accounts, and that wasn't the fact actually, right? If we purchase it for 10 means it worth of 10 rupees itself. So every debit need to match with the credit. This concept deals with that. I mean, every outflow need to match with inflow, or else every inflow need to match with outflow. Next concept, realization concept. Here, realization concept means we need to record the transaction when it was occurred. For example, if we purchased a pen on credit basis, we need to mention it on the date itself, not on the date when we make the payment. It must be mentioned as an transaction which is pending, but it must be mentioned in the accounts. We shouldn't ignore. And the cash transactions, it must include the cash transaction. It might be a today's event or else the tomorrow's event, but it need to be mentioned. Next, let's go with the conventions. Conventions are four. First one is consistency. Consistency means it must have a regularity. Regularity in accounting period, regularity in the norms of accounting. For example, there might be a different formulas to deal with a transaction, or different process to deal with the transaction, but it must have a regularity in one process itself. It need to choose first. I mean, the business itself need to choose. I mean, the owner of the business must choose first uh, a particular process which he need to follow, and it shouldn't be changed now and then. So this is considered as consistency, whereas conventions are the traditional ethics of accounting. So the ethic number one, I need to say that as an ethic number one, that is consistency. And second one, full disclosure. If an event occurs, it must be mentioned in the accounts in a full-fledged way. For example, if we purchase a machine, we made the payment, half of the payment in cash, and half might be a credit. We can make that too. So whereas we shouldn't mention only the half of the payment which was made in cash, we also need to mention the credit which we need to make in the which we need to pay in the future. So this was known as full disclosure. It must be completely mentioned in the accounts. Next one, materiality. Materiality means it need to include the cash. and it must be in existing, not the illusionary, right? It doesn't mean that we need to mention the future transactions. Means we shouldn't mention the thing which we imagine to be occurred in the future. For example, if we render the service, I mean an employee renders the service for to the business, right? We shouldn't mention that the quality of the service is such I mean of the service is 5 star, and his service is of 1 star. We shouldn't rate and we shouldn't mention these quality transactions in the accounts. We need to measure the service in terms of salary. Employee rendering the service for his salary. We need to mention the salary itself. I mean, it must be material, not the illusionary or qualitative. It must be in the quantity itself. Next, conservatism. Conservatism means we need to pre-estimate the situation and be with the backup. For example, we will be having reserves in our accounts terms which we deal in the future. We need to have some backup. Conservatism convention deals with this. We need to have some backup for our future threats. I mean, for the future threats of the business. Now, let's deal with the process of accounting. Accounting process starts with journal, next ledger, then trial balance, next trading or profit and loss account, and next balance sheet. Whereas journal, ledger, trial balance will come under bookkeeping. Trading or profit and loss account and balance sheet are considered as the analyzing data. I mean, we already dealt with the definition, right? What it is: accounting is a process of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, and interpreting financial transactions and events. Here, recording is done in journal, classifying the data will be done in ledger, summarizing was done in trial balance, where we'll record all the balances which summarizes the data, and analyzing will be dealt in profit and loss account and balance sheet. These are the major accounts which are considered by a lot of users for making decisions, for making investments, and analyzing the future of the business or the present situation of the business. Thank you. That's all for this video. And we'll deal with the journal, ledger, trial balance, trading account, and future in next videos. Thank you.